What's up, you guys? Game.film here, the channel where we have fun. Stay informed. I've got some news headlines to read, and then I'm going to talk about all the movies I watched in October last month. I watched 21 movies for spooky season. I think almost all were horror movies, but there might be one or two in there that weren't. But I have some news headlines to read. A little mixture of a little bit of everything. Got some local news, got some world news. First headline I want to talk about today is the daughters of Malcolm X sue the CIA, FBI, and NYPD over the civil rights leader's assassination. $100 million lawsuit, guys, for them playing roles in the 1965 assassination of Malcolm X, the civil rights leader. In the lawsuit filed in Manhattan federal court, the daughters, along with the Malcolm X estate, claimed that the agencies were aware of and were involved in the assassination plot and failed to stop the killing. Yeah, let me zoom in just a tiny bit more so you guys can see that. At a morning news conference, attorney Ben Crump stood with family members as he described the lawsuit, saying he hoped federal and city officials would read it and learn all the dastardly deeds that were done by their predecessors and try to right these historic wrongs. And of course, the NYPD, the CIA, FBI had no comment. What a surprise, guys. So you can also, I think MLK's family believes the FBI had a hand in murdering him. So, guys, Malcolm X and MLK, that was totally the feds that did him in because they were starting to question capitalism and they were bringing the people together. Malcolm X was like always like hate white people, but he was like, hey man, wait a second, to defeat capitalism, we got to start coming together, and that's why they were murdered, they were killed, both of them. Okay, so we can do a different video of how the feds were involved in both killings, but that's going to be a rabbit hole we're not going to do. So, guys, in Goodyear, Arizona, I believe 3 weeks ago, October 24th or so, officials said a police unit had lights and sirens on when it ran a red light before a deadly crash. Dashcam footage calls that into question. So, police say Goodyear motorcyclists failed to yield to cop car before the crash. There's dash cam footage calls into question if their lights and sirens were on. So Jacob Vela, age 38, guys, collided with a Goodyear police cruiser, and I believe this was late October as he was crossing an intersection. So the investigation into what happened is in the hands of the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office. Surprise, surprise. The killers are going to investigate themselves. What do you think is going to happen, guys? So they said the two officers in the Goodyear cop car had their lights and sirens activated when they entered the intersection against a red light as they were responding to an assault in progress call. And then, let's see. Um, Vela was traveling. He had a green light. He crossed the intersection and he collided with the front left side of the police cruiser. Vela suffered serious injuries and later died at a hospital. A concerned Goodyear resident provided 12 News with their dashcam footage of the crash. It does not appear that the police cruiser's lights and sirens were on as it entered the intersection. If they're telling the truth, they need to come out and show that, the victim's son, Jacob Vellup II, said. I've just gone off what I've seen. It just looks like it's lies, and if it is, it just needs to come up because this isn't right for my family to still be confused. So, also, guys, Velo's family says they were told on the scene that a nearby gas station captured the crash on their security camera. They are calling on the sheriff's office to release that footage. They need to come out and show us, Velo II said. So, as I said before, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office says their investigation's ongoing. Guys, it's been almost a month now, and there are no updates. So, it's, yeah, pretty effed up. And then if you Google Jacob Vela, there is a GoFundMe, guys. So if you guys want to donate, help the family out, it's out there. Next up, guys, I have some of y'all, you know, you're like, oh, genocide, man. Why do you keep talking about genocide? Ugh, it's just so annoying. It's all you talk about. Like, I'm kind of over. It's still going, guys. They are going full freaking throttle. And I just wanted to. I put this on mute because I don't want to get, banned or anything. But man, look at this. There's just human beings trapped under rubble, guys. Like, some people get eviscerated, turned to dust immediately with these carpet bombs, guys. With the carpet bombing that's going on. But think about the thousands that are trapped under the rubble, okay? And it's just like I just don't want y'all to forget what's going on, guys. Um, Check this out. So from antiwar.com, more than 100 Palestinians killed, murdered by Israeli forces in one day, guys. One freaking day. Israeli forces killed at least 111 Palestinians in Gaza on Sunday, Al Jazeera reported, citing medical sources as Israeli strikes continue to pound targets across the strip. An Israeli airstrike on a residential building that was sheltering forcibly displaced families. Uh, the health ministry said nearly 30% of the victims of the massacre were children. This has been going on for 75 years, guys. Not just on starting on October 7th. The Zios, the Israelis have been doing this to Arabs for a very, very long time, guys. Um, Bet Lahia, I think this is northern Gaza, is one of the cities where Israeli forces have been conducting an ethnic cleansing campaign, forcing Palestinian civilians to flee under the threat of death. And what else do I want to read from here? I think you guys got the gist of it. Do, 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 do. The death toll since October of last year is about 44,000. The number of wounded is 104,000. But a landslide study, I read this on stream and I uploaded it to my YouTube channel a couple of weeks ago. It's about 186,000 deaths, guys, because they did their own study. That's what they believe, and it's like not just the bombing, guys, but the famine, the diseases, starvation. You have to count the suffering too. Okay, guys. One more thing about Palestine. Look at this, Jack. Look at John Fetterman, dude. They try to make him like a new progressive. Um, and he didn't last a week. Lefties online, we all tore him up. He was a fraud like immediately. John Fetterman says, well, Pope Francis calls for genocide investigation into Gaza, right? John Fetterman, what does he say? I reject the accusation and investigation in the strongest terms. This guy is getting torched in the comments. Nico House, he's a real one. He says, who rejects an investigation into a genocide unless they're worried about what the investigation would find? War crime weirdos. Ibarra11 also says, does APAC send you a text to respond to these posts, or do they just instruct you to keep a lookout for them? Who knows? What a freaking psycho, dude. Just insane. So, that was the third Palestinian headline. I mean, this I just found out about this. This was an extra bulla. He put this in a DM group chat. Middle East Monitor. Twitch updates hateful conduct policy to include as potential slur. So I don't know if this like tracks what I'm saying. If I get red flagged for saying this word, or is it in the chat? I don't want to test it out right now. Twitch has updated its hateful conduct policy to include as a potential slur amid growing content critical of the occupation state and the genocides committing in Gaza, as well as its aggression against Lebanon on the platform. Let's see. Let's see. Twitch clarified that referring to Zionists or Zionism as part of political discourse does not violate its policy, as long as it doesn't target individuals. Interesting. Then a tweet from Jake Steinberg. By flagging Zionists as a slur, Twitch conflates Zionism with Jewish identity, erasing dissent and diversity among Jews. This stifles criticism of a political ideology during a time in which an ethnic cleansing is being carried out in Zionism's name. So this is something to look out, guys. Let's keep an eye on this. We need to keep speaking our mind with what's going on in Palestine. So don't stop talking about Palestine, guys. Genocide is still happening. Mass murder. Democrats, Biden, Harris, the mega transnational corporations, all guilty, guys. And Donald Trump's he's owned by Israel too. He's gonna keep this up. So I know I'm harsh on Democrats. It's because we already know Republicans are evil and we get it. So, and Democrats come at you as the nice guys. So we gotta call them out all the time. They are part of the club.